Hi, my name is Rachel and I'm the owner of Zoey Grace. Zoey Grace is totally a God-given dream that he gave to me about 3 years ago, actually 4 years ago. Because you know when God gives you something, sometimes you don't always move on it right away. And so he placed on my heart that I needed to do something more. Like, how could I do something more? And I just sat and said, Lord, I don't know if I can do anything more. I've reached my capacity, I'm busy, I work full time, I serve in the church. And then God said, no, you can do more. So one day I was sitting in service and God gave me the word Zoe, and Zoe actually in the Greek means a new birth, a new life. I sat on it for a long time. I said, God, no, this is I don't think it's anything, but he just kept pressing Zoe, Zoe, Zoe. And so anyways, I finally, maybe after a year, got the guts to share with my husband. I was like, you know what, I want to do something more, and how can I make more money to give more money? Because we are already tithing our 10% and we are giving our offering, and I finally was like, I want to give more. And it came actually after an Equip and Inspire conference where they talked about doing something. And I just remember that so well. What can you do? You can't do everything, but you can do something. And so I was like, okay, what can I do? So I shared with my husband. I was like, God gave me this word Zoe. And he's like, yeah, what does that mean? And I was like, okay, I don't know. And I was like, by the grace of God, I'm going to do something. I'm going to do this. And then that's when my husband said, Zoey Grace, babe, because this new birth and new life is only going to happen by the grace of God. If he is at the front, if he is leading you and guiding you in the way. And so Zoey Grace came to actually be a real thing. When I actually said, okay, I'm going to do Zoey Grace, it's going to be a women's boutique. I was like, Lord, where's the money going to come from? Where's my time? My time is maxed already. How are we going to do this? I actually also, we wanted to start a family too. So it was this is the wrong timing. We're trying to start a family and I'm trying to start a business. That doesn't make sense. But now that I realize it, I don't even understand why my husband said yes, because that's crazy. But, all I said is I remember sitting at the foot of my bed and saying, God, if you want this to happen, if I am going to do this, then you need to open the doors. You need to show up in a big way I never expected. And so, God, when you ask him for something, when you test him in something, he comes through in clutch. I had just joined a small connect group and I had just showed up for that day or that morning, and I sat down and no one was there yet, and I was like, okay, this will be exciting. I'm gonna start a new connect group. I need to be connected and stuff. And I literally sat down and this girl across from me, Ashley, was like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. And I was like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. And we were just sharing about each other, and I was like, oh, God's placed it on my heart to start a clothing boutique. What do you do? And she was just like, are you serious? And I was like, yes. And she's like, oh, well, I actually just stopped, but I was a wholesale buyer for a boutique in Waikiki for the past 10 years. And I was like, what? I was just shocked. He positioned her to be in that seat to just remind me that he would be there for me, that he would bring all the right people, that he would equip me, that in my weakness, that his strength would prevail. And so we started talking and I didn't even know her, and I'm like, oh my gosh, do you want to come with me as I go buying for my boutique? Would you come with me? I will pay for your trip, just come, show me the rope. And she was like, I would love to. And I didn't know her. I can't believe, she probably thought I was crazy. But, and that was that. And then the start of Zoey Grace started really quickly. It just kept rolling. I didn't know anything. I had to research. I had to do the groundwork. I had to just learn. And some of those learning experiences were really hard. There'd be times just where I would just be like, Lord, I just can't. You have to show up. But I knew from that first meeting with Ashley that God was present in Zoey Grace, and that it would just be a journey that he would stretch me like I never knew I could be stretched in many ways. So definitely wouldn't have been able to do it by myself. It definitely takes a village in many ways. But yeah, I mean, once he came through with just my first encounter with another person, I was like, okay, Lord, like it just confirmed in my heart that this is what I'm gonna do, and I don't have all the answers, and I don't know even the next 5 steps, but I'm just gonna obey. So let me just hear from you, so I can do whatever you call me to do.